We are not our experiences, nor are we the things we've been through. And we can't control what happens to us, but we can control our reaction to what life puts in front of us and decide if it's worth sacrificing our happiness.
If you don't know me already, my name is Sydney. So Moody is a lot more than just fashion and art for me. More so like my alter ego. Specialize in limited edition pieces, sustainably designed pieces like this one. I'm still learning what So Moody is too. It's something that is ever evolving, always changing, adapting to life and emotions, society, just everything that has to do with growth, evolution, spirituality in my own life, and trying to convey that through what I'm doing. I'm in my third year in college right now. It was very random. When I first got to college, I chose marketing. I've always felt like I've had like an entrepreneurial mindset. I don't know about y'all. When it comes to a craft, when it comes to being an artist, like I feel like there's a certain level of delusion or obsession that you have to have. Ever since like I was little, I was always making YouTube videos. I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
Stop it. Get some help.
I had no direction. I wasn't doing it for money. I just enjoyed making videos. I had so much fun editing videos and acting out scripts. I would say that throughout school growing up, I kind of lost touch with my creative side. It became more about friends, family, religion, school, grades, sports, you know, and that's nobody's fault. It's just that I feel like growing up, I didn't have that guidance constantly pulling me back to art and fashion. I kind of ended up falling into it as a form of expressing myself now because it's something I grew up with very close to or feeling very close to, and I never quite use it to express myself. Then when I changed my major from marketing to fine arts, I started getting ideas left and right. So first of all, I changed my major because I was about to fail out of college. It was a really hard time in life and I didn't care about business classes. I was taking like accounting, CIS. I just didn't care about that stuff. And I was like, I don't see the point in going to school for this. And that's okay. Everybody has different inclinations, ideas, and paths in their life for a reason. I always like to say to make the best decision for yourself at that moment. You can't think of your past self. And I changed my major to fine arts. When I first started taking my art classes, it was like a switch in my head, like something just snapped. Like, I don't know. I mean, in high school, I was always entrepreneurial. I had my own hairstyling business. I liked doing hair. Like, even when I didn't have a car, I didn't have like a salon or anything, but I knew how to braid. That moment planted a seed of entrepreneurship in me. It was like, okay, in that moment, I used my skills, talents, and knowledge to create an income. That is how I decided to build up the courage to start my business. I didn't even have like no supplies yet. I had a sketchbook and I was like, okay, I like art. I like clothes. I'm gonna sell clothes with my art on it. Simple. Not immediately, but I started making mock-ups. I didn't know I was really making mock-ups at this time. I didn't have any type of vocabulary knowledge of fashion, business, art, business, none of that. I decided to start painting on clothes. I ended up wanting to learn how to sew. I had a sewing machine in my closet that had been in my closet ever since we moved in there. I knew it was there, but I was never interested in it. And it was my grandmother's sewing machine. I went on YouTube. I figured out how to set the bobbing thread, the needles, and all that. Like, I learned all the vocabulary. I started off small. I did like little thrift flips, and then the thrift flips gradually became bigger, and then I started incorporating my art directly into that. It wasn't like an instant thing. Like, I was still kind of immersing myself into art with my classes, and I was getting ideas and building my techniques and all that. I don't have like a specific story for the name. Like, it kind of just, before I had it as Sydney Michelle Designs or like Sydney's Oasis, Sydney something. Like, I had my name in it, but I was like, I don't really want my name in it. Like, I kind of want to build an ecosystem, like a brand, a world, under a phrase that is my alter ego. Ended up coming up with Why So Moody. We are just observing our life happening around us and trying to take control of it, holding on to old experiences and feelings to create stories around ourselves and our image. And it's like, we don't have to do that. You don't have to cause your own suffering. So when I say why so moody, it's not just like a phrase or a name. It's like an actual prompt, like, why so moody? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do not warp your identity around the things that you go through. This was the first like large scale painting I've ever done. I've never bought a canvas this big. So obviously you can tell I love colors. What I feel like I'm here to do with Why So Moody is bring what I want to see more in the world. So I like chaoticness, but I also like cohesion. I do like black and white too, but I've kind of used black and white as a shield to not have to deal with color. I have some questions that I asked my audience on Instagram for this video, and these are just some of the questions that they asked. So, when did you get into fashion? I got into fashion in high school. Not really by choice. I kind of just was always surrounded by it, especially with my mom, my grandmother, my family members, my school. Like, I was just always surrounded by fashion. I was always interested in fashion. What motivates you in the morning? The sun. If it's not a sunny day, I do not feel motivated in the morning. I would say being thankful, like as soon as I open my eyes, or as soon as I have like consciousness that I'm awake, I am immediately grateful for waking up. So that kind of motivates me to like continue to attack the day, like, and do what I need to do. How do you make time to do clothes? Okay. With classes, a job, events, networks, like my classes are like 3 hours long, sometimes 5 hours long. I have projects. So I don't know how I do that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wish I had like a go-to like guide or plan. Like, I really don't. Like, I have a planner. I wake up and I go based off my planner. But first I do what I need to do for my classes, like my schoolwork, and then I do my personal projects. So for this video, I literally just sitting here on a Saturday morning, and I was like, okay, I know I need to get this video done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Like, I'm not really like a huge, like, I like plans, but I'm not the best when it comes to making them. I'm very like go with the flow because I'm very inspired, action driven. What do you think the most negative impact of fast fashion is? Y'all getting a little controversial. I think the most negative impact of fast fashion is probably, it's not even all fast fashion, but I think probably when, like, you know, when you see a design from a small creator, a small business owner, and then fast fashion kind of takes and exploits it and sells it for cheap. But it's also like we have no control over that. But I think that's the most negative impact because it just, you know, do I really need to go into grave detail with that one? Like, yes, it's good for the people that can't really afford the original, but it's also like, you know, thinking as a consumer and the creator now, I see how it can be negative. How do you describe your brand? I describe my brand as sustainable.
Uh-oh.
What keeps you motivated and inspired to continue making new pieces? That's a really good question. I would say, other than like wanting to see a difference in like my own wardrobe, because I remember telling my boyfriend, like, I want to be able to walk outside and then literally wear outfits covered in my art. And now I feel like I can do that, like knowing that my art is out there in the world and like something that I created is being appreciated and worn in a way that's also helping somebody else express themselves. How long does each piece take to make? That depends. It varies on the size of the garment, the intricateness of the design. Like, there's a lot of factors. It also depends on the materials I have. If I have to outsource anything, if I have to outsource anybody, to like make a specific pattern or get a certain like type of fabric or something. Like, I want to tell you guys about some upcoming events I have and some recent things I've done, like things I basically like what a day-to-day life looks like for me. I recently just did a commission for the B Club at Westlake High School. My friend Alina, the owner of House of a Soar, invited me out to participate in a giveaway for them. I designed a piece for them, and then they did a raffle and gave it to one of the girls, and that was really fun. I've kind of just ended up being places. I also had a photo shoot. I have a vlog for my photo shoot coming up too. Like, I had a photo shoot like a month ago. It was about a month ago, about a month and a half ago. Yeah. I got some friends together to model a few of my pieces, and I got a photographer, and I had to creative direct an entire photo shoot. It was picnic themed, so I wanted like laid back vibes. Not everybody there is used to modeling, but the whole point of like my fashion art line is like, you don't have to be a model to wear this. Like, you don't have to fit into a certain crowd or be somebody you're not to feel like a part of So Moody. So I just really wanted to be like laid back vibes, like friends hanging out. When fashion meets art, a new community is made, a community that cares less about superficiality and more about exclusivity and expression. So yeah, that was super fun. I had to like arrange the time, the location, and I had to get people, I had to style full outfits. Like, I was wearing multiple hats. And like, I see now, when you see campaigns and you see like a girl walking down a dress, it's so much that goes on behind the scenes that you really don't see or know until you're actually behind the scenes, and you realize that there's so many different roles that have to be fulfilled. Like, beyond the models and the photographers, you need the creative directors, the stylists, the people that coordinate the things, the set design. And it's like, I had to do kind of everything myself, but it was super fun. Like, I can't wait to do that again. I was like really fun. But other than that, I have coming up a fashion show on December 14th. Somebody from my school reached out to me and they told me that they really liked my designs and they wanted to feature me in their fashion show, promoting like some other small scale designers in Atlanta. I have to style 5 different looks because I make one-off pieces. I went on Pinterest and I just decided to make some lookbooks for them. You can look forward to motivational content, maybe some behind the scenes, definitely some vlogs. Most of all, just the documentation of my journey. This video is long enough, so if you stay to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.